Monday, the start of another working week. Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigeria. Welcome to the conversation here on Lagos Television. I am Abimbola Bello.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I am Ajibola Ojeshola. How was your weekend?
Good morning, everyone. I am Adibimpe Omotayo.
Oh. On Monday morning.
Weekend was what?
It was what?
For the blast.
It looks like we are going to put embargo on somebody that you need to stop partying over the weekend. I warned you on Friday. Is this season?
Season of party.
So next week will be worse. Is this season?
Give her 2 microphones. Our voice must come out by force.
By fire, by force.
I also celebrated with my boys yesterday.
Okay.
Man, you won. Thank you.
Ah.
Thank you.
I didn't know what did you say?
Man, you beat Man City.
Did you watch the match?
2-1.
Did you watch the match?
My dad and my boys did the analysis.
Okay.
You were at the party.
Joy, how was yours?
Guess what my dad said?
Oh,
My
yeah.
dad said, man, you win, no. But today, officer, so from
You see, he had to take on that responsibility to just help you to help your ministry in that field. Okay.
Joy, how was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was beautiful. Had Carol in church yesterday. It was a beautiful evening.
Please, mine was power supply was
No, this
erratic.
weekend was not it at all. Was not it at
But
all.
the icing on the cake for me was watching Seven Doors by Femi Adebayo.
Oh, if you haven't watched
Excellent
it.
movie.
I downloaded it, but no time to watch it.
I didn't mean where you need to go and watch.
I need to watch it. I'll watch it.
Yes, I mean, without doing PR,
Yeah.
it's a beautiful watch, honestly. If you haven't seen it, just try and see it. Can you imagine?
What are they saying?
Solomon is telling me, wow, that was a masterpiece.
Good. You know, the cast, the delivery, the effects,
The effects for me.
and the locations.
No. They did a good job, and honestly, and the infusion of the tradition for me was
Yeah.
also something
And the
to
costume.
celebrate. Honestly, there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
So much
Go and
to
watch
learn.
it.
Go and watch it. Go and watch it, and then we'll talk about it when you watch it.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
of course, our coach also did a good job. We won. Unlike some club that played goalless draw. And then Liverpool is beginning to act like the national grid of Nigeria. And I
well,
don't
you
really know what
you
is.
know Liverpool is
I thought
always
you were
like
rooting
that.
for Liverpool.
Yes, I'm still
Yeah.
rooting for Liverpool.
Liverpool is always like that. It is when you're really rooting for them that they begin to mess up. But again, we know that by mid-January we will begin to separate the boys from
the
the
men.
from the men.
Does that imply that some kind of magic could come from Pep?
Yeah, I've told you people, Pep should go. In fact, yesterday I really felt bad for
You
him.
saw his face?
Yeah.
Ah.
Let's begin the show, and of course, let's start with our news points for today. Let me take the lead, and of course, this morning we're starting with the ECOWAS story, where Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger have been given 6 months to reconsider their exits from the ECOWAS. The Authority of Heads of State and Government of ECOWAS has given Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger 6 months from January 29th to July 29th, 2025 to reconsider their decision to exit the regional bloc, according to a statement by Bayo Ononuga, the Special Advisor, Information and Strategy to President Bola Tinubu. The President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Umar Toure, announced the 6 months grace on Sunday in Abuja after the 66th ordinary session of the Authority of ECOWAS Heads of State and Government. The authority takes note of their notification by the Republic of Burkina Faso, the Republic of Mali, and the Republic of Niger of their decision to withdraw from ECOWAS. The authority acknowledges that by the provisions of Article 91 of the revised ECOWAS Treaty, the 3 countries will officially cease to be members of ECOWAS from January 29, 2025. That is the end of quote. And really, that is the thrust of the story, so I will leave it there.
Okay. I don't know why ECOWAS is still hopeful. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, they are not under any democratic government.
And that's why they are now fully republics.
Those guys, I doubt if they are going to reconsider their position.
Oh,
They have
well.
made up their mind to exit ECOWAS, and I doubt if they are going to change.
What ECOWAS is doing is only official.
Yeah.
I mean, so they have
Following
to
the
follow through
rules.
all the protocols, follow through all of the articles, because again, you know, there are rules, there are laws guiding, you know, ECOWAS. And so according to the treaty, they also should officially give them 6 months before they are fully made to exit the body. But of course, from January 29th, they will no longer be regarded as ECOWAS states, but they have up until July to
Make up their
rescind
mind.
their decision whether or not they want to come back. So peradventure, if before July, if the military is toppled, or if election holds and there's a democratically elected government and they come back and they decide to come back to the ECOWAS, they still have that timeline. So this is what this really means.
Okay, what about the was it fees that
Oh, that one is renewal fees now.
for ECOWAS?
For
too?
ECOWAS,
Is it
that Nigeria
has been,
paid?
has been owing?
I don't know if
Because
it's
it's a
been
lump
owing.
sum.
ECOWAS is not you know, again, the way they do their whatever is not in Naira. So whatever it
Okay.
is, it's you would the equivalent will always be the currency they're paying in.
Currency,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
Ajola, let's take your story.
Okay, council autonomy, Algon Norge kick as governors get 2 trillion local government allocations. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee disbursed a total of 2.8 trillion naira in allocations to local government councils between July and December 2024. However, despite the July 2024 Supreme Court ruling granting full financial autonomy to Nigeria's 774 local government areas, it was learned that the allocation were still being paid to state accounts. These has angered officials and members of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria and National Union of Local Government Employees. The landmark Supreme Court ruling directed that funds meant for local governments should be paid directly into their accounts, bypassing state government in an effort to promote autonomy and ensure that the funds allocated to local government were properly utilized. Nearly 6 months after the judgment, the federal government had not effected direct payment of allocations to the local government as directed by the Apex Court. It was reported that the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wali Edu, said the federal government was yet to commence direct payments to the respective local governments due to some practical impediments. Wonderful. He added that a committee had been set up by the federal government to look at the practicability of the judgment. So if the Supreme Court had ruled that local government funds be paid directly to them, that ruling was given in July, and we are in December, and yet the federal government is yet to comply
question to
because of
ask-
some impediments.
Practical.
Practical.
Okay, practical.
So the question here is, who went to court? Federal government. So why are you the one delaying? What can be practical about those impediments that you did not think of before going to court? Don't come and indict yourself here. You went to court, meaning that you were ready.
Yes, and you must
So-
have put
and
everything
you
in
must
place.
have looked at all your practical impediments.
And removed the impediment.
Yes, before going to court. Now the Supreme Court had ruled, and you are giving us excuses.
It is
case of
not
shooting yourself in the
acceptable.
leg.
No.
I just think that, you know, it's
Or is there a
beginning
kind of
to-
conspiracy somewhere?
They're beginning to make the courts, you know, look like a joke, because most times when the court gives a ruling, they don't
follow through.
Follow through.
Are they above the law?
Who?
Ah.
Because, I mean, the federal government right now is just making a rubbish out of this thing. You were the one that instituted this case. So you should be the one fighting it out.
Oh, yeah.
You shouldn't be the one delaying. Now it's been almost 6 months. You are still paying
Through the state
through the governors.
I'm waiting for Rivers State.
But Rivers State has gotten the judgment Rivers State wanted. So now do the needful. Adebimpe, let's take your story.
Tinubu not threatened by Obasanjo. Kwankwaso obeys 2027 talks, ABC. The ruling All Progressives Congress on Sunday said it was not threatened by the weekend visit of ex-presidential flag bearer of the new Nigeria People's Party, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, and former Cross River State Governor Donald Duke to the Abeokuta Ogun State home of ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo to discuss the political future of Nigeria. In the past few weeks, there have been increasing debate about the 2027 general elections after the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, canvassed for the re-election of President Bola Tinubu for second term. According to Akume, there will be no vacancy in Aso Rock until 2031, when Tinubu would have completed a second term. But the opposition would have none of it, insisting that the ruling APC would be removed from power come 2027. At the weekend, Kwankwaso and Duke, a 2007 presidential aspirant, visited ex-President Obasanjo in Abeokuta and held a closed-door meeting. Details of the discussions, we don't know, but, you know, when you see all these mighty people from one particular party coming together.
Something is happening.
Yeah, something is
The
brewing.
president should justify it. That's all we're going to say. Walk the talk. And so justify why others shouldn't challenge you
Why
in...
there is no vacancy.
I mean, so let's just stop the talking. And, I mean, let's focus on now.
2027 is stiffer.
It's far.
Let's focus on now and do the needful at the moment. Leave when 2027 comes, we'll cross that bridge.
What gave the SGF now the confidence to tell us that there's no vacancy in Aso Rock is what I don't know. Because Nigerians are going to be the one that will determine whether it's going to come back or not. And if you want to come back, you must perform.
Yes.
You must allow people to feel your impact. Presently, the perception out there is not really, really good.
Yeah.
It's not really, really good because Nigerians are not really feeling the impact
Yeah.
of this administration yet.
Yes.
Rise or no rise? Minimum wage or no minimum wage?
It's fact.
Joy,
Over the
let's
radio
take your
Did I
story.
not just say rice or no rice?
Yes, now.
Yes, now.
Goat or no goat? Because
Joy.
this morning I heard goat is now 250k.
Joy, let's take your
Are
story.
you planning to buy goat for Christmas? Not chicken?
You will buy fish. Let's take your
Rice or no
story.
rice?
Are they being rise or no rise?
We need to run. Let's
that
take
cheap?
your story.
All right. Sanwo-Olu case 10-year jail term for organ harvesters. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has signed a law prohibiting human organ harvesting and 10 years imprisonment for offenders. The Human Organ Harvesting and Tissue Transplantation Law was among 5 new laws rolled out by the state government last week. Sanwo-Olu signed the bills into law, declaring them a testament of our commitment to the welfare, security and prosperity of every Lagosian. Besides the Human Organ Harvesting and Tissue Transplantation Law, the other laws signed by Sanwo-Olu were the Lagos State Enforcement Training Institute Law, Victims Assistance and Witness Protection Law, and the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service Law. At the press briefing at the Ministry of Justice in Alausa, Ikeja on Thursday, the Lagos State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Lawal Pedro SAN explains the significance of the legislation. Quoting, he says these laws are not just milestones in Lagos State's legislative journey. They demonstrate our unwavering commitment to ensuring that Lagos remains a beacon of progress, justice and opportunity in Nigeria. He says that the Human Organ Harvesting and Tissue Transplantation Law would address illicit organ trade and unethical medical practices. The legislation protects individuals from exploitation and ensures medical procedures adhere to the highest ethical standards. Violators risk up to 10 years imprisonment or fines of up to 10 million naira.
I mean, Lagos is moving, and these are laws that, of course, are geared towards ensuring that the lives of citizens are protected. So, Ministry of Justice is doing all they can to also ensure that there's a right to live in Nigeria. So, let's see how. I think 5 new laws were actually
5 new
signed
laws.
into law, and this is just one of the 5 new laws. So, kudos to the Lagos State government. All right, let's quickly head to the X platform this morning and take a look at one of the many trending stories on the X platform this morning. Well, Mr. President's case, because not him per se, but his case should be back at the Supreme Court this morning. And, of course, taking a look at, and why this one is trending, I really don't know. And a lot of Nigerians are saying, what is so special about this? The fact that his election Are you expecting anything else to come out from this particular case? So, the president today will know in a lawsuit demanding his removal from office as Nigeria's leader.
We like to joke. We
After
like to
1
joke.
year.
You know, there's a question mark by what's the name of this lady again? Ruth on X. Supreme Court for this country, they work. Just like you asked.
You wish to ask.
Somebody even said...
Some people are dreamers.
Is it Supreme Court of Afe Babalola or Justice Kudrat Kekere that want to disqualify their president? You know?
Like it or not, whether Labour or PDP is the president, and he will remain the president until 2027.
Have you even noticed that?
It's good to dream, but not this kind of dream.
Most of the Labour Party candidates in the House of Representatives have...
They are the campaign now.
So I'm sure that in hours to come, we'll definitely hear the ruling on this. So, of course, this case is about allegations of CIA and drugs allegation charges against Mr. President.
But wait, even if it's disqualified, who now becomes the president? The Senate
Maybe
president?
Shettima.
No.
His vice?
Shettima.
It was a joint ticket. They'll go together. He was not elected alone. He was elected alongside his vice. So they'll go alone.
It's
okay.
president. Senate president.
From where to where?
Akpabio.
From where to where? I beg, I
Let's not
didn't.
dream. He's going to remain in power till 2027.
It's not going anywhere.
All right, those are news points as well as a hashtag for today. We quickly take a break, and when the conversation returns, part one of our conversation will come this morning. And it's been almost 18 months since the current administration came on board. And it's worrisome that at this point in time, most of our missions abroad are yet to have ambassadors. What are the implications of this, if there are any? Or again, what role do ambassadors play in global diplomacy? That's a conversation on the program today. Hopefully, we'll have a professor of international relations, Jonas Varzum, this morning. We'll be back after this short break.